What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Thick Threads, the thickest podcast on the internet. I'm Patrick Cloud.
I'm Persephone.
And we are coming to you this week with a whole bully episode.
Oh, yeah. Bop, 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 bop.
The bully episode. Well, I guess the concept of bullies. Were you bullied growing up?
Yes. Yes.
What grade?
I have a bullying story. I actually switched schools. I told you this story before, and you changed my name in your phone to.
Just making conversation.
Yeah. I gotta put it out there every time we talk about bullying because it was horrible. And it included my teacher. Her name was Miss Balls.
Miss Balls with an S? Mm-hmm. So what was the bullying?
Okay. Oh. Okay, so basically, I had to use the restroom. I didn't go at recess, as sometimes kids just want to play and have fun. Mm-hmm. So we had just came back in from recess, and I think we were going to watch a movie. And I was telling my teacher, I got to go to the bathroom. And she said, no. You should have went. You should have been more responsible. I was in the first grade, second grade. I was in the second grade. And she didn't let me go to the bathroom, so I peed on myself in class. Right there. And then, yeah, she made me take off my overalls.
And you were overalls?
Mm-hmm.
In
the second grade? Yeah. It was the jean ones in the second grade. Yeah. And
so I
got called the pee-pee girl from...
I forgot about that.
Yeah. You changed my name in your phone to pee-pee girl.
Well, I was just talking about when you were getting bullied and they called you a bear.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You walked in and they were like, rawr. So you had some.
That was more fun. That was more fun stuff because that was in the 7th grade and everybody had nicknames. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we made fun of everybody. So it was funny. And I would be like, why are they calling me a bear? I mean, bears are cute, kind of, cute and cuddly, and ferocious. But the 2nd grade, that was when I had to switch schools. So once the end of the school came, I went to a completely different school because of that. He used to pants me.
Damn. Mm-hmm. That's so crazy. Like, I was very protected. Like, in elementary school, I was, just people, Like, in elementary school, I was bullied for, I think, 2 days. And just like, he got jumped. Like a elementary school version of getting jumped. Like, he wasn't, like, messed up. But, like, everybody just started fighting him. And I was just like, damn. And then in middle school, I was a freshman and my brother was a senior, and he was like a popular like dancer. Mm-hmm. And at that class at that school it was a performing arts school, so like all the cool kids were dancers.
This is high school. Oh
no, this is middle school.
Oh, middle school.
Yeah.
What's a senior?
I guess
eighth grade.
Yeah.
8th grade, and you were 6th.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just 6th through 8th, and then this. It was funny because it was a girl. It was like this super lesbian, buff girl that was like picking on me. Aww. And then like Ryan came up with like all these dancers, but they were like big ass dancers. Like, because in the performing arts school, like a lot of the dudes picked dance over PE because that's where all the girls were.
Oh,
so like,
okay.
So like there was like hip hop and jazz dancers that were like real niggas. And like.
That's really funny.
Yeah, my brother like shut down all but bullying.
It was kind of like you got served. How they were like, Yeah.
And Ryan also was popular at Hamilton, which I went to high school with. Uh-huh. So I was just never really bullied.
You got away easy because it was rough out here in these streets.
In elementary school, I discovered cussing, and I started cussing at a bunch of kids. So I had to be talked to about bullying, but I wasn't like taking people's lunch monies and like beating them up. I would just be like trying out cuss words on them.
I had another situation at my elementary school. Her name was Chriselle. Shout out to Chriselle.
Chriselle.
And we used to just like, we were friends, but she was bigger than me. And we used to fight because she always wanted to fight.
Yeah.
And she would beat me up for the most part. And then the one time I beat her, I got suspended.
You beat her up?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you do?
I gave her a black eye.
Oh, you punched her?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That was the last fight I got in the 4th grade. I haven't been in a fight since.
I almost got beat up, maybe worse, because of a prank. I remember I had like a best friend. You met Jamal. We went shooting with him. Mm-hmm. He was from Dallas, and he came to my middle school. I think I forget how long he was there, but he was like friends with all the gang members and shit, and I was friends with like the dancers and like the actors and like the performers and stuff. So we were like, hey, we should prank the school, like we getting in a fight. And it was so funny because first of all, I'm the worst pranker ever because I didn't give no reveal or anything. Like we walked out to the field and everybody was like, they beefing, and like everybody came. And we was just like, and like, he got a little too aggressive. Like, we had a plan, and he started like pushing me, and I was like, hey, man, relax. And then the dean came out and pulled us to the side, and we told the dean, we were like, yeah, we were just kidding. We were just pranking on them. He was like, oh. And then that was it. So everybody probably just looked like I got bitched. Damn. But we were never fighting.
And the reveal was never there for
we were never like, I got you because we got in trouble. Oh. So we had to do the I got you in the office. And then by the time we were out of the office, everybody was like, oh, they're cool again.
Bitch.
Didn't affect my brand
Patrick
too much.
The hoe.
No one thought I was like but he was telling me that there was like niggas over there that was about to like Swiss cheese me. They had like knives and shit from when it happened.
Oh my God.
And like there was a couple of like Mexican dudes from stage crew that I was cool with. I was cool with all the Mexican gangsters. So like they were like ready.
About to have a whole race war.
I guess.
And you was gonna be on the Mexican side.
Shout out to my essays. Shout out to the Latino and the Latino community. You know what I'm saying? They had my back.
Damn. That's funny as fuck.
Yeah, but I mean, I wasn't a tough guy. Nobody was surprised. Okay, so bullying. You actually have the real bullying thread, and I have the bullying adjacent.
Kind of like our stories.
Exactly. So what you talking about today?
Okay, so my actual thread is called "Serious Question for Former Bullies." Why were y'all so mean in school? What was really going through your mind?
Yeah, growing up, I kind of saw more into that and how it was usually like stuff going on at home, going to school and just taking that out on somebody weaker. You know, it seems like that was the constant. You know.
Yeah, when I worked with the kids on probation, bullying was definitely one of the top reasons they were there. So.
Because they were bullied.
Bullied at home. Bullied at school. A lot of times it would be bullied at home and then became the bully at school.
That's what I was saying.
Or both. They could be bullied at home and bullied in school.
Damn.
Those were.
I never thought about that. I always just assumed the ones that were bullied at home were also bullied at school, but that's a horrible life.
It's like you almost don't have an escape.
Yeah, that sucks. Damn. Let us know y'all stories. If you guys got bullied, if you guys were a bully, please tell us. Mine is more like, are you a bully pet owner? And this is honestly, this is a very interesting conversation. I would not have this conversation with Mike Tyson. But it is a Reddit unpopular opinion thread that says keeping birds as pets is diabolical. I would love to see an exit of this word diabolical. I think it hit our language like wildfire, and then people just was like, I know an interesting word, and they just use it for everything. But
that's how I feel about phobias.
The word phobias? People are overusing it? Oh, I don't have too much of a problem with that.
I do. Well, mental health background. Right.
But no, I think that in terms of this story, diabolical is definitely a good word for it because I agree. I had a bird when I was a kid, and I didn't really think about it. And I didn't get too many memories from it. You know, I fed it, I saw it shit, but I think compared to like a dog or a cat that you get legit memories from, like walking up to something and be like, "What up, little prisoner? You want some food?" You know, but to you it's like, "Oh, so pretty."
Yeah, that's mean. Having birds is mean. Could you imagine you can fly and you don't get to? You have to pretty much just stay confined in this little cage. And even if you got to fly around the house, it's still not. It's not where they're supposed to be. I had a bird too growing up.
Well, you know, we went to the that place in, where was the Bears and the Wolves?
Oh, Costa Rica? No.
Yellowstone.
Yeah.
And we found out that like a lot of these, they're not zoos. What are they called?
Sanctuaries?
Sanctuaries are either animals that were taken out of the wild because they couldn't survive, like they lost parents or they were injured or something like that, or they were completely born in captivity. So a lot of those we think is like a lot worse than it is when they're really like actually taking care of them. But I think with birds, either they're just born like that, so they're not like even thinking about, damn, I wish I could fly. You know, it might be kind of crazy for them to look out the window and see like the same species and being like, what the, you know? It's hard for me to think that they were grabbed and sold.
They were probably born into it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But then like you think of that viral video, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. This is like a minute ago. It's like a dude who paid this vendor. He had like this giant cage full of birds and he was like grabbing all of them and just letting them go. Like right in front of him. He paid for all of them and just did it. Like it looked like that dude just caught them and sold them, you know? But I feel like it's I don't know, it's an interesting conversation because it's almost like when you hear about like, don't grab a spider and put it outside, you're not saving it. It was born in the house, so you just sentenced it to death.
Get out of here.
Or like that, you ever seen that kid like release a fish and then something eats it immediately? So it's really hard to say with those things. I don't want to see no damn bird in a cage.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough, seeing a bird in a cage. But, I mean, at the same time, I guess that's the thing. If it's born in captivity, then the only people that should probably have birds if they have like a whole like room for it, like a playroom that has like a skylight that they can, you know, or a retractable ceiling to where if they want to leave, they can. I saw a video where a guy was feeding the birds from his like window in his attic. And he saw that they kept coming, so he just started putting stuff out, like on the ledge for them, like food and water and stuff. And so more and more
like
came.
Loose domestication.
Yeah, so it was like, these are my pets because I know that they're gonna come back, and I'm taking care of them in this way.
Do their thing.
But they have their freedom, you know.
Yeah,
they can do.
But they're
what
out there
want.
looking for food desperately.
Right.
So if they can come to one place, now if he moves, they're screwed because now they're hunting and their you know, their problem solving skills are a lot of, you could say a lot of this is like parallel to parenting. You know, if you coddle them too much, they go out into the world and they sink immediately, you know.
But what if they migrate? They might have to migrate and then they gotta look for food again.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like you almost ruin their life. Even at the sanctuary, they said that the bear population is terrible because of the humans that leave food out or, you know, these picnic places with trash cans. The bears now depend on that food and they can't get it on their own. So those be the ones that can't hunt and they die. So I don't know. It's tough because it's like some of my friends that are the most well off and like ready for the world had rough childhoods. You know, like they were really set up for it in a way that kind of affected them in a negative way, but at the same time they were ready. So it's like it's a really
they were
interesting.
Prepared to take on the world. Sometimes you gotta grit and grind before, you know, and that's how you learn a lot of life lessons. That's why whenever like when I was doing therapy and I was in therapy, anytime you're talking about an issue you have, they always bring it back to childhood.
Yeah.
How you were raised, because that shapes damn near everything. It shapes how you view the world. So,
but would you rather have love and comfort coming up and then be dropped into the grit and then figure it out? Or would you rather have the grit and the rough part growing up, so you're ready, but you're a little damaged.
I enjoy a little tough love.
Yeah.
A little tough love. I think, especially when I'm in the era of learning and taking in the world, getting those lessons to prevent me from putting myself in certain situations is much better. I had overprotective parents, so there was a lot of stuff I couldn't do. Like, I barely went to sleepovers. Like, but now, as an adult, seeing those situations where people, people getting killed, at sleepovers and stuff, it's just like,
yeah, I missed out on that, but now I know why.
I know why. I understand why my parents were so overprotective of raising a girl. I boys.
That's very worth it. Yeah, I think with us, it's like chores, toughness. I think
chores. Y'all had to do chores?
Of course.
Boys?
Yeah.
Man, boys be getting away with it.
Well, no, for sure. Because, like, you guys are taught to, like, keep a house, like, keep a home.
Oh, your
together.
chores are, like, the lawn and the trash.
Yeah, but
anything
like that's just, like, hard work,
Yeah.
getting used to that, being, like, overly tough. I didn't, you can kind of tell as an adult, but I wasn't, like, raised to be, like, overly tough. You can't cry.
Can you change a tire?
Yeah, I could change a tire.
Oh, okay.
So I was taught these things, like I was taught how to fight, play basketball, lift weights and stuff, but it wasn't I feel like
chopping wood.
some father, but I mean, even that's healthy. I think sometimes it passes into like unhealthy.
Oh, like a father being like too tough.
Like punching them and stuff like that, don't cry, don't be a bee, kind of stuff like that. And I feel like that hardens them to a point where it does work for real life. But then you kind of see little things leak out that's just like, oh, that's damage, and I think that's why a lot of men are like so bottled up. It's like because they were taught that. They were taught. And then it's almost like the opposite. They were taught to be too tough for the world. Right. And then they go out into the world and they're like, I'm too tough for this. Like, I need to, like, I'm bottled up. I'm like a time bomb,
Right.
So I think that there's definitely an interesting balance, and there's no right answer because you got to have a custom program for every person.
Yeah, and it's really hard to manage that in your teenage years.
Yeah.
Your teenage years there's so much going on, the hormones, and it's not just like maybe talking about, boys wanting to have sex with everything, when they're in that teen phase, and girls, our emotions are up here, just everything. We be boy crazy, and, like everything is just, look at the teenage girls and how we responded to superstars, like our favorite superstars. We're screaming, crying, all this stuff. And then as you get into, I think, your 20s, it kind of, you learn and balance out a little bit more as you go along. So having those tough lessons instilled in you as a kid really, really helps get through teenagehood and, young adulthood.
For sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. But speaking of interesting, let's go into some thick facts. Now, mine is actually kind of along the same line in terms of like pets, but to me, it's even more extreme. Okay, I have a big problem with like, I don't know, like scientists are so desperate for information that they'll take something insanely beautiful or rare out of the wild to research it, when the whole point is how unnatural it was, So get this. A fisherman donates an extremely rare yellow lobster, which is estimated to occur in just 1 out of 30 million lobsters. It was nicknamed Banana.
Oh.
But guess what? It now lives at the University of New England's Marine Science Center, where it helps educate visitors about rare genetic color variations in lobsters. So instead of a photo, a video that's playing, look at what we found in the wild. Isn't it amazing? Go out there and discover stuff. They were like, yoink, and now it's just.
Are they at least breeding it so we can have more?
See, that's that white science. Why we at least forcing it to?
I mean, if you gonna have
reproduce?
it because they have it, and so if they gonna have it, you might as well.
It's got to taste better too. Like if we're gonna take it out,
What if
we
it's
might
like
as well eat it.
sweet buttery?
Yeah, like built-in butter.
See,
No, I'm
now
just
that's
kidding.
horrible.
1 out of every 30 million is insane, and I think it should be maybe documented, or I don't know if they can trace lobsters like they do like sharks and stuff. But I don't know. That's just like a weird practice to me. It'll be like an albino moose that's like completely white and it looks magical, and they're like, "Get it, lock it up."
Yep.
And then they're just like, "Look at this
Horrible.
moose."
We're horrible.
Yeah.
All right,
Poor
mine
free
has
banana.
mine has to do with banned toys from history that were incredibly dangerous.
Okay.
All right, aqua dots. Aqua dots were colorful beads that stuck together with water, later being recalled after discovering that the coating could turn into a dangerous drug if swallowed.
Like, okay.
And you know,
Not even chemical
we
or
stayed
poison.
eating toys.
That
Or
sounds
putting
like
them in our mouth, at least.
Sounds like I've never heard of that. It sounds like an interesting toy. They just like snap together
With
Aqua
water.
dots.
They stuck together with water. I've
All
never
them
played
old
with
toys
the-
was causing cancer and had like, mercury in it.
I'm gonna get to those.
Okay.
This one, lawn darts called jarts. Large weighted darts designed to be thrown at ground targets. They were banned after causing fatal head injuries.
Yep. So they were
You should've
known.
actually.
I mean, that's just a good dart though. Like they didn't make something up. You gave your
But
crazy
if it's
kids
for
sharp.
kids,
Right.
it shouldn't be marketed towards kids. It should be an adult thing.
Sure, exactly. Which is why you shouldn't buy them for your kids.
Right.
That's like saying, "Oh, we have these marketing knife set, and it's for kids and it's sharp," and they're like, "Here you go, kids."
Right.
And then you mad when they get stabbed.
I definitely think, the parents, but also I feel like sometimes parents be putting a lot of responsibility on kids. Like, come on,
Yeah, that's
you
crazy.
know,
They didn't even change the word darts that much.
jarts. That's crazy.
Zives. They won't stab you. They're zives. Like, come on.
Snack Time Cabbage Patch Kid, a doll with a motorized mouth that ate plastic snacks, but with no sensors. It also started chomping on children's hair and fingers. I
That
remember
motorized mouth.
But this is a little before my time, so I guess maybe that's why they switched it to. We used to have this doll where the food, it was like peas in a spoon, and you could press a button and the peas would retract.
I saw commercials for that.
Yeah.
I mean, what did the doll have sharp teeth? Why was that a problem?
It doesn't look like it, but
Them Cabbage Patch dolls, don't they have no teeth? They look like they just.
but maybe when it's open, maybe kids, it said it had no sensors.
Right.
So
It
maybe
was getting in
if a kid like put their head on it and their hair got in
it
the
said
mouth,
feet?
it said fingers.
Oh.
Fingers and hair.
Okay.
This is crazy. Gilbert U-238 Atomic Energy Lab.
What?
A science kit that let children experiment with samples of real radioactive uranium,
Wait.
exposing many children to radiation.
What you mean real? They gave them real actual uranium?
They gave samples of real radioactive uranium.
What job were they trying to practice?
Gilbert U.
You a toddler like, I'm a nuclear engineer. Like, that's not even like a job kids think about.
They're like, this is like setting them up for something. This is
What
propaganda.
kid knows what uranium is? What shows were popular around this time?
I have no idea.
What decade does it look like that was in?
That looks like that was like
50s
the
or 40s.
yeah.
I don't know what decade that Fallout theme type of thing is. I think it's the 40s or the 50s. I don't know.
Sky dancers. I had a sky dancer. Fairy dolls that launched into the air with a pull string, but often flew unpredictably at high speeds and struck children in the face. I think I hit my parents with one of them. The sky dancers.
Oh.
Where you would pull it and they would like.
They would flip. I had like a monster version of that. I forget what they were. There were no monsters in this that did that, right? I think that might have been a different show for boys.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this, I don't think sky dancers had a show.
Oh.
It was
called
just
Dragonflies.
They may have. Oh, I think I've heard of that. But sky dancers, they were so fun. You know, they.
Nope.
What?
Sorry, keep going.
They were super fun. But I didn't know that they were like hitting people and stuff. I never knew that they got outlawed.
See, this is them. This is them weak kids that we was talking about that wasn't ready for the world.
To get smacked in the face
All of
by.
this stuff. I feel like as a kid, I wouldn't. I'd probably throw a dart at my brother, but I don't know if I would be like eat. I was never eating stuff. You know, I wasn't that type of kid. Oh, it was dragonflies. Oh my god.
It was dragonflies, right? Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right, let's get to this bullying.
Okay.
Holy crap! I just looked at my timeline, and it's
I
wearing
saw
the same thing. Right, I'm wearing right now. This is crazy. Like it's a clip that just went up this week, and it's me wearing this exact same shirt. All right, we'll air this in a couple.
I mean,
put this to the end.
I ain't gonna front it. It was on my timeline too.
Yeah, let's put this episode in a few weeks. Let's push this one. I enjoy this shirt.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Okay. Serious questions for former bullies. Why were y'all so mean in school? What was really going through your mind? This person says nothing, no excuses. I was a stupid little asshole.
Oh.
I'm not going to use the environment I was in or what was happening at home as an excuse. I was funny and I was taking it way too far with one kid in particular. I made his life hell and it's my greatest shame. I was 10, but I knew better. If he showed up today and tried to kill me, I wouldn't even fight it.
Damn.
He's earned that for real.
What did you do to him?
Right?
He wouldn't even fight it if he tried to kill you?
Right.
Ugh. I know that must, if you're actually a good person, that guilt would be so crazy. Like, why did I do that to that little kid?
Damn, I tried to look to see if somebody asked, like, what'd you do to him? But nobody was as nosy as I am.
Damn. I DDT'd a nigga when wrestling was, to be fair, we were all fake playing wrestling on the grass.
And you did it for real?
But a DDT is you put him in a headlock and you boom,
yeah.
and he cried and left. I think he went home.
You could have broke his neck.
That could have been terrible.
Yeah.
Like the backyard wrestling moves we were doing on each other were absolutely atrocious. And the fact that I did that, I feel like that's pretty close to bullying. But I mean, we were all like wrestling.
It has to be the most stressful raising boys.
Yeah.
Because every time you look around, a boy is just getting into something. Mm-hmm. Climbing on something.
I was in the hospital all the time.
Oh, my God. Shout out to your parents, because, man. Said, former bully here. The honest answer is I was hurting and I had no idea what it was. Home didn't feel safe. I felt powerless, and putting someone down was the only time I felt any control. It was never about them. They were just close and soft, and I could reach the thing that actually hurt me. The self-awareness came way later, realizing my meanness was just pain I hadn't named yet. The kids I hurt were mirrors, not enemies.
Damn. I think it was an author. I think a big thing is like they look for the weak ones.
Mm-hmm, that's what she said, soft. They were soft.
Yeah, like it's not about like, I want to fight. Who looks like they can fight? Let's fight. Like a lot of it comes from like a cowarding point of view. Not that they're cowards, but they were really scared because a grown adult was probably, get away from me. A grown adult was probably
right
doing
now.
yeah, these damn plants. I don't think they've ever done this to me. It's almost like they were helpless, so they're finding somebody that's helpless.
Yeah.
It's not like and then you kind of grow up not looking for fair fights. You're just like, all right, who look like a punk?
Like, who can I get? That's like men who target women.
Exactly.
This guy said, "I only bullied bullies. I still do to this day."
That's like the number one like tough guy thing to say. Like I don't like bullies.
Bully
I have a
the
problem
bully.
with bullies, but those niggas be the main ones bullying the soft niggas. They just say that to say that.
Right. I was bullied in middle school for my weight, especially by one girl who was noticeably bigger than me.
What?
Eventually, her mom and mine had an unpleasant exchange, and we learned her mom was definitely bullying her. She transferred schools for a year, and when she came back, she was so thin. I think her mom played a big role in making that happen. I mean, that'll do it.
So she found somebody smaller.
Mom-daughter relationships can be real tricky growing up. Especially if you have a mom that's like, a lot of moms be jealous of their daughters.
Oh, really?
And growing up with that, boy, good luck. There was a video, I don't know if you saw, where this girl, this really pretty little girl too, she had these long braids and her mom got pissed at her, said she wasn't listening to her, and cut her braids off on camera and was like, since you think you cute, you know, you don't want to listen to your mom, then here you go. I'm cutting you off. I'm cutting your hair off.
Thing. You think you all that. You think you got, yeah.
I'm like, even if she wasn't listening to you or she was acting fast, you ain't got to cut her. You ain't got to cut her hair off like that.
It was almost like she found an excuse to take away that's like some Cinderella old storybook thing. Like, I'm taking away your pretty hair.
Yeah. It was like,
You
damn.
witch.
Like, and you just seeing her face, like, it broke you just watching her face. Because at some point in time, she just stopped crying and she just let it happen. And it was like, I mean, that mom got cooked on social media. So she had to make, you know, a follow-up video that made it even worse. It's like, don't I take care of you? Tell them how I take care of you. You know, it was like some wild shit.
That sucks.
This person said, for everyone saying I had a rough home life, so do your victims. And instead of treating them with empathy, you smelled the vulnerability off of them and used it to feed your own ego. A lot of people, such as myself, came from bad home situations and were not bullies. So shut the fuck up. It wasn't your home life. It was you.
I mean, I can't disagree with that.
Yeah.
It's hard because you can't put yourself in anyone's shoes, you know, because people's home life varied. Even if it was abusive, the abuse varied, you know. Yeah. So maybe the people who take it that far just got an increased crazy amount of abuse at home. But she is also right. Like, there's plenty of people who had a horrible home life and didn't take it out on others.
Yeah. Know? But emotional regulation is just something that's not stable when you're young like that. Yeah. You're learning through stuff. So I think, honestly, it depends on when that's kind of triggered. Like, if that aggression and stuff is triggered at a really early age where, you know, our ability to regulate our emotions is not developed yet, so we just kind of like are unhinged, and then you see how your role models are doing, you know, things, then you pick that up too, and it's like, okay, this is where it comes from. That's why when we see like racist households and the kid at school is saying racist shit, we know that's not coming from them. We know it's the environment, and they might even not know that it's that wrong. Sure. You know, because of the home life. So you can't say like it wasn't your home, because it definitely, that's the biggest indicator of why people do the shit that they're doing. So
yeah, I think it's it's tough, you know, because it's like at the end of the day you feel bad for everybody involved. You feel bad for the bully and the bullied, but at the same time you still have to hold the bully accountable, because it reminds me of like when you see them videos of like a child predator getting caught, and their first thing is just like, it happened to me, and it's like, that sucks that it happened to you, and I'm sorry. But you just you just passed it on. You just ruined another life, or tried to. So I think the bullying is kind of is very similar, you know? Yeah.
This person said, I've just realized I'm not healed enough to read these justifications from bullies. We all have shit going on at home. Not all of us chose to take it out on another child. And this person says, I second that. I was bullied at school and bullied at home and couldn't give a Kentucky Fried Fuck why the despicable little bastards did it. Kentucky Fried Fuck?
That was a terrible spot to smile, but I thought that was funny. I don't give a KFF.
Oh, this is different. This says, I watched the bullies get special treatment from everybody. I decided to do it too. So I went from bullied to bullying them as a kid that told me this isn't you, BS, and I stopped. I regret it to this day. That was 1993.
What the hell special treatment was the bullies getting?
Probably bullying people, getting their money, getting the lunches and all that stuff.
You think they was getting hoes? Like,
I don't know.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it was almost like the bully. I mean, the trope in the movies was like the bully had the girl, but he was also like the captain of the football team, and that's why he had the girls.
Yeah.
I've never seen just like the bully getting girls because he was a bully. It was usually something else, you know.
But the bad boy was kind of always the eye for the girls.
Sure, but I don't think they were attracted to the bully. Well, at least I've never seen that trope. It's like, ooh, he bullies all these kids. I like him. It's usually something else.
It's the girls that are mean girls that are attracted to that. And a lot of the mean girls are kind of like pretty.
Yeah, and they would stick to the mean boys. Yeah, because I mean, it was like a pedestal thing. They're just like, we're up here, so all these other people are down here. And I never experienced that really. I've definitely never been a part of it. But
also, if girls are in the home, are treated like shit, sometimes you're attracted to being treated like shit. So bullies at school treat people like shit. So the girls at home that are getting treated like shit are attracted to the bullies that are treating people like shit.
I never thought of it like that. You know, the only people I quote unquote bullied were the girls I liked. That shit worked. I wasn't pantsing them and taking their lunch money, but I would tease them, and it worked. They liked me. I never thought it was because maybe they were treated like shit at home, but it was playful.
I don't think that's considered bullying. I wouldn't say, unless you were literally causing distress. If you were causing distress, then you were
I made
a little
girl cry
bully.
once, but I apologized.
Oh, see, bullies don't typically apologize. They'll be like, ha ha.
I started dating her.
There it is. You were dating a damaged girl. I'll read this last one. I felt worthless. No one loved me. My own parents drugged me to be able to handle being around me.
Like you talking about that Ritalin thing?
Probably.
I remember when that was popular. My mom was like, hell no.
Sometimes.
You need it. I've seen some kids that I was like, man, drug them up.
Yes.
Pump them.
Yes.
Louder. Get your ass in the bed.
Because.
Just lay down and shut up.
Yeah. Some of these kids
are bad.
That's fuck.
Just screaming.
Like,
just go
damaging
to your room,
shit, throwing shit in the house, breaking walls, breaking doors, breaking TVs. Like, some of those kids have serious, it's called conduct disorder. And
I mean, I'm not a parent, so I know that there are plenty of bad kids that were parented without that stuff. So I know it's possible, but I also can't talk down on the parents that resorted to that, because I've seen some hellish children, and I don't know how anybody would deal with that.
I mean, it can get pretty bad.
Yeah.
It can get pretty bad.
Like that kid from Babadook. Remember him?
Oh my God!
Just kicking the door, and she was just like, "Please."
I have so much patience. But that kid.
That's what I'm saying.
That was too much.
Even the therapist was like,
"That
you want some?"
Here's a big cocktail.
Oh, that's a weird. Yeah, that was a weird. Okay.
What, a cocktail? No, the cocktail is the different psychotropic.
Big cocktail. I wasn't ready for the first two syllables. All right.
Patrick!
Moving along.
God.
Here's a big cocktail. All right. let's talk about birds. Unpopular opinion: keeping birds as pets is diabolical. This guy says birds are one of the only common pets that still feel completely incompatible with domestic life. Dogs and cats can comfortably exist in human spaces because they've evolved alongside people for thousands of years. Birds, especially parrots and other intelligent species, still feel like wild animals people decided to keep indoors because they look beautiful and can mimic sounds. A bird is naturally supposed to spend its life flying long distances, exploring huge environments, socializing constantly, and experimenting an endless amount of stimulation. Even owners who genuinely care for their birds can't realistically recreate that inside a house or apartment. Giving them a bigger room or letting them perch outside the cage for a few hours doesn't change the fact that their entire world becomes limited to human walls. The weirdest part is that people treat it as wholesome because the bird seems attached to its owner, but a lot of that attachment comes from dependency. If humans suddenly started keeping some other highly intelligent flying animal indoors for decades, most people would probably call it cruel immediately. Birds somehow got grandfathered into being considered normal pets. Okay.
I feel like a bird is still not a normal pet.
No.
To me, it's still like more. I don't know.
When people have birds, like multiple cages, and it's almost like they're just looking at each other. It's like in Super Mario when all them were just hung in them cages in the volcano, just looking at each other, talking. Like that feels like what it is. And when I was working on this show with animals, and I got to hang out with a bird keeper, and he had like vultures and hawks
have
and
so
stuff.
many side quests.
Check out Working Wild with Tony Baker.
Okay. I don't think I've ever heard you talk about this.
Really? Oh, no, it was a great show. It was like it was a show. It was about, because Tony loves animals, so I wrote a show for him where it's kind of like Dirty Jobs, but instead of the job being dirty, it's associated with animals.
Oh, that's fun.
It was like a pet store owner. It was a wolf sanctuary.
It was
we didn't get to film this one, but I got to hang out with a beekeeper. It was just like a lot of
wow.
Yeah, it was like a lot of stuff. In the bird episode, he had a bunch of like hawks in his garage that had like the hood so that they don't see and they can go to sleep. And then he had like vultures and golden eagles, but one perch was like a pigeons.
I thought you couldn't have those.
I think he had like some sort of deal.
Credential.
But the pigeons, and I don't know what they were in those big things, and they were like homing pigeons. And that's how I learned about homing pigeons. I thought that a homing pigeon, we could throw it out the window, it'll go and it'll go anywhere. But that's not the case, which they have like a magnet, or they can follow, what is it called? The
like
electromagnetic
from,
something.
Harry Potter. How the owls would deliver the mail. Didn't pigeons do that?
Yeah, but with homing pigeons, they go somewhere else and they can find their way home.
Oh,
that's the thing. They don't go just random places. They know exactly where their starting location is. So you can take them somewhere and then send a message, and it'll go back to it'll find its way back to the original place. I don't know how it works for them getting back. I have no idea how that works, but that's what I was taught at this spot. And I say all that to say that these birds lived a little bit different life because they were safe in there, but during the day they just flew out and they went out around the city and stuff like that, but they had a safe place to come back to, and they could come back in whenever they wanted.
I think that's cool.
Yeah, that's okay. That's kind of, I guess, ideal for a bird. I don't know
but
if the vultures
it's but if they're getting fed like at home, then it kind of speaks to your point earlier about, them not being able to, live in the wild.
But I mean, they don't have to, because if they can always find their way home, and he does, and he stays there, because he feels like they're his. So he does like a little head count. He has names for them. So
that's really cool.
I don't necessarily think that if you're just like kind of a weak bird, I don't think if you're born in the wild or just let out every day, I don't think you have like any more of a chance of surviving like one of these damn hawks. Like I feel like both of them niggas is cooked.
Yeah.
But at least one doesn't have to worry about dying at night.
I'm always seeing like little red-tailed hawks over here.
They have to be better at hunting than red hawks in like the mountains, because it's like ew. Like, how are you? What are you finding in this city?
There's so much. There's probably a lot, especially because there's homeless around. So there's food, there's trash, there's all kind of stuff that they don't need full burgers. You know, they don't need full slices.
You think
they
the
just
hawks
need.
are eating trash? I thought
think
they were
so.
like hunting animals and rats and stuff.
They might be. I mean, there's enough rats to go around.
I've never seen a
in
hawk
Los Angeles
in a trash can. Usually hawks are in and out. You know, I don't know. I do want to watch one. I've never seen one dive.
I see them dive all the time.
It seems like they're always like, man, this is some bull.
And they'd be like.
Okay, so just like the last final thoughts about this from.
That's really cool. Birds are a cool thing to have, and I feel like if you have a parrot, don't commit a crime.
Someone
that
said
motherfucker gonna tell on you.
Most small animals kept as birds are really poorly cared for. Hamsters, rabbits, birds all need tons of space and mental stimulation. The fact that animals are kept in chests and tanks, especially birds who are so intelligent and long-lived to have intense social bonds, is scary to think about. Imagine being as smart as a 7-year-old human child and kept in a cage for 40 years. Damn.
Yep.
Yeah, because a lot of it is just like you come home from school, hey, there's a little hamster. Hi, here's a little pellets. And then you go about your day. It's just like something in the room.
There's almost no good reason to really have a bird as a pet. I'm trying to think of the...
It's just like, hi, you know. Or like I think that a lot of parents are like, you have to be responsible for this. This is a huge like deal because it can die. You have to care for it. And they're like, I'll care for it. But it's like, get the nigga a plant, you know? Like that's... like that makes a lot of sense because like especially because of how small the units are and how expensive a lot of these things are. They're right. Like the fish tanks aren't big enough. The hamster tanks ain't big enough. I just saw Jason Derulo's getting in trouble because he put a shark in his floor. What? And it's like it's like this little aquarium like this.
Aww.
And a shark it's just swimming in circles. And he just got it because his kid is like, cool, you know. But that's really as far as it got, I guess. So it's tough. Like I think a lot of people are like coming around to it, but it's still a very, very big problem.
Yeah, I only think about birds. I guess if companies have them and they do like, you know, emotional healing and stuff with people, I could see that being a positive of having like birds and stuff. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, that's true. The emotional ones, but I feel like those ones are actually really well taken care of, and the people like really care about them because they actually need them, as opposed to the average hamster or fish is just little Timmy going home and being like, oh, cool, and then playing video games or doing homework, you know. But let us know what you guys think. I know this will be very split down the middle, just because if you have these pets, you're probably not gonna watch this and be like, you're right, I'm a terrible person. You know, you probably have your own reasons.
We don't think you're a terrible person if you have a bird as a pet.
Yeah, it's just something to think about.
When you think about it,
you're a terrible person.
You could be by some people.
You are a prison warden. You're a warden. You like cage open. You know, here's chow time. It's the exact same thing. No fighting. Just kidding. Not really. All right, you guys. We will see you guys next week. Again, give your guys' comments on bullying. Have you guys been bullied? Have you guys been the bully?
Yeah.
And why? How was that experience for you? And if you are a pet owner, or if you're not, you just have your opinions, let us know in the comment section below. I have been your co-host, Patrick Cloud.
And I'm Persephone. But before we go, make sure you guys pull up to our Patreon. We have a lot of stuff going there. We have We Trippin'. We have think pieces, we have gaming, we have everything that you could need. And also go to our website, thickthreadspodcast.com, and check up on us.
It's a lot of stuff you can do to get more involved with the Threadheads. We have a Discord as well. So join. We'll keep you up to date with everything we got going because we are shooting a lot more than this podcast. All right, you guys, we will see you next week. Peace.